President Obama yesterday came out in favor of using civilian courts as opposed to military courts to try U.S. terrorists found in the U.S. Excuse me. And we're going to go to Evan Perez, who's on Capitol Hill. Evan, give us a little background about this story.
Well, this has been a controversy that's been going on. Republican lawmakers mostly have been pushing for this idea that if you find a terrorist in the United States, a foreign terrorist, like the underwear bomber from 2009, for instance, the Christmas Day bomber, that person should be turned into military custody. The view is that this is supposed to help provide more intelligence, give more time, and so on. The administration has been opposed to this idea. They say they've always had the option to use military courts where they see fit, but they prefer to use civilian courts because it has 200 years of track record. So the president basically opposed a part of the defense law that passed in December. He signed it, but he said that at the time that essentially he's going to disregard parts of it that could harm ongoing terrorism investigations. So that's what he did yesterday. He essentially wrote the rules that the law required, but essentially bypassed all the military court options, all the military detention orders that the Congress wanted. There's still an option for military courts, but from the outset, the FBI and the civilian authorities are the ones that are in charge.
And was this expected? Because as you said, when Obama signed this in December, he kind of made quite a bit of fanfare saying that he signed it with great reservation. Was this expected then, that he would kind of favor the civilian courts over the military courts?
Right. He has said from the beginning that that's the way he prefers it, and to be honest, that's the way it's been even under President George W. Bush. There was early in the Bush years after 9/11 attacks, you had the case of Jose Padilla, who was put in a brig in Charleston for a long time, and in the end, the administration decided to put him in criminal courts, in civilian courts, and was found guilty there. So the idea of testing using the military courts for someone who has been arrested in this country is something that has not been tested fully. So it was expected that the president would go this route, and then of course it was also expected that Republicans would react not well to it. They've already said that they think the president essentially is ignoring what the Congress ordered in the law that was passed in December.
Evan, to what extent that we can measure this, is this just a function of a re-election campaign and politics? We have a situation where President Obama is elected. Many on the progressive wing of his party have been very, very, very unhappy with him with regards to Guantanamo, promises made, the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed trial. Remember that once upon a time that trial was supposed to happen in Lower Manhattan?
Right,
They
and
totally
there was a huge backlash, not in my backyard.
Yeah, totally kiboshed that. And now we have a situation where he's kind of throwing a bone to the progressive wing here. Does this have to do with the re-election campaign?
Well, I mean, look, there's always, especially in an election year, there's always election politics at play. I mean, the Republicans, I think, saw an opportunity to put the president in a bad spot on this question, but from Mr. Obama's point, he doesn't have much help from Democrats either on the Hill, who actually voted for this law. So the president, I think, the problem here is that this had the potential to disrupt the way the FBI and the way other civilian authorities, investigate terrorism. This could have been very disruptive. The FBI director went up to the Hill and said, if you do this, we don't have military guys, roaming around the country ready to arrest a terrorist. I mean, the FBI is everywhere, and even the Pentagon didn't want this law. So, there is some election year politics at work here, but I think it's also a function of the fact that, the way things work, in law enforcement, you needed to try to find a way to have as much leeway as possible.